at the time, Roy Jones was getting ready to fight Mike Tyson. So I maybe asked Roy Jones at the wrong time, but I was like, so Tony Harrison, what do you think about fighting Tony Harrison? That's the opponent they gave. He goes, bring his ass on. Come on. You train with the champ. You train with the champ. You with the GOAT. And I was like, you train with the GOAT. He's like, come on, let's do it. And I'm like, all right.
Say less. Let's do it.
Welcome back to another episode of And Still. Thank you all for viewing, liking, and subscribing. If you haven't yet, please click that red button. The best is yet to come. I'm your host, Andrew Garcia, joined by our co-host, Nelson Garcia. And today's special guest is a vet in the game. He's fought some of the top guys in the sport of boxing today. He's signed by Al Heyman with a record of 17-3-2 with 14 huge knockouts. We have super welterweight and heavy-handed southpaw contender Bryant Goodfella Perrella.
The good fella in the building.
Yes,
What's
sir,
up,
man.
brother? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Good, bro. Good, bro.
Good.
Hey, man, thank you for coming, bro. I really appreciate it. I know it's a little far away for you.
It's awesome, man. It's a pleasure, and I love being out here in Miami anyway. So.
Yeah, now you're in the city.
I'm in the city, the real city.
Yeah. You're a little isolated over there, but at least you got the water too, though.
Yeah.
got
The
the water
water.
too.
It's all good. I mean, most of the time I'm closed in some training facility anyway, so it's cool.
It's good to get out of there, breathe fresh air, different, see different cities,
Right.
Especially in Miami.
Especially.
Yeah, but he's a
Miami.
Florida boy, bro. He's seen it all.
I'm a Florida boy, man. But I'll tell you what, the Miami traffic and stuff is a little different. It gets me a little nervous sometimes when I'm going through the little intersections and stuff.
Bro, fuck the Miami traffic. That's how I feel, bro. I hate Miami traffic, dog.
I feel that.
There's also a lot of distractions here too, though.
Yeah.
That might be the downside.
Yeah, I would say. It probably
Opposed
could
to
be.
where you Fort Myers, it's.
I mean, there's distractions, but I think it's just the mentality. I keep myself locked in.
Yeah, if you're mentally strong and you focused and, like you said, you're locked in, ain't nothing gonna phase you.
Yeah, exactly. I try to avoid anything that could get me off tilt.
Yeah, no, facts. Bro, I want to start off by asking you, bro, how was the, Hurricane Ian hitting your hometown? I know you said you got family out there and stuff. So how'd you guys get through that, bro? Did it really affect you guys?
Well, obviously the whole place it was pretty catastrophic, Lee County. But me in specific and my family were safe. Everything was good other than like water damage and electricity being out and stuff. But I was 17 foot up on a condo and watching everything happen. It was wild, man. It was wild.
You said you were 17 what?
I was on a condo, 17
floors up. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the condo actually sways a little bit.
Oh, no, you got balls. Nah, I'm good.
But, I mean...
You wild with that shit. Especially after what happened in Surfside. Oh, yeah. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, but I guess it's built that way, so, kind of like with, a tree,
Yeah, there's a few buildings that are like that.
Yeah, it's like that.
The Seattle one, the Seattle need to also be moving and stuff.
Yeah.
But you feeling that at that moment.
Yeah,
whoa, what's going on here?
It's wild, man. It's wild. And like you see chairs flying around and they hit the screen and ripped it up. And it was
Where were you at exactly when the hurricane hit?
I was in Fort Myers area.
So you were right there, right where the action happened.
Pretty much, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Luckily the building was safe, but everything outside was...
Nah, I mean, for the most part, those buildings are sturdy as heck.
Yeah.
Like, you're good. You ain't going nowhere.
I figured, this is a huge building. It's been here for a long time. I trust these people that made this thing. Full faith. So.
Yeah, 100%. How often do you come down here to Miami?
Well, I come down here, for sparring, when I love the sparring, and just to get away, So, every chance I get, every few weeks, or I'm out here more often than I would normally plan on, but here again today. So
and I appreciate that, bro.
I was reading that a lot of people in Fort Lauderdale. I'm not Fort Lauderdale. I keep confusing Fort Lauderdale with Fort Myers. In Fort Myers, they don't want to spar you. Well, they're avoiding you out there, like you're the man out there. You daddy over there. In other words.
Well, I don't want to say that, man. There's some good fighters out there. There's the Willis boys and stuff. There's some good fighters, but I've sparred everybody around there so many times. I've been there my whole life, so. It's sometimes just good to get out of my comfort zone and get different work.
You need to see some new looks, too.
Yeah, absolutely, new looks.
There's a lot of talent down here, so that's...
Yeah.
And especially around your weight. So
around my weight,
Since we're talking about that sparring topic, I know you'll be coming down here to... I don't know if you've done it often, but I know you did it once at least. You sparred my boy, Abel Gonzalez.
Yeah.
How's that work, bro?
Great work, man.
Yeah.
He's a good-ass fighter and an awesome dude, man.
Very technical.
Very technical, man, and Him and his father, real down to earth. I love working.
Yeah,
with them.
the humble people. But that says a lot about you because you're sparring a freaking super middleweight.
Yeah,
With a lot of
I guess
talent.
so.
So
Yeah. He was an amateur star, so that says a lot about you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's some really good work though. Like
No, I
as
agree.
far as technical boxing goes, that's very good work.
I agree. And a lot of times I don't even look at the weight. Like, I'm like, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I'm used to sparring people bigger than me anyways. Like,
For sure.
super middleweight. I've sparred up to heavyweight, but that's when I got jacked up. I got hit in my leg.
Shit.
I got hit in my leg.
Wait, how do you get hit on your leg?
Well, he was going for my ribs, so I'm like, maybe I was lucky on that part, but he hit me on my leg with a counter, like, uppercut.
Oh, he gave you like a growing shot type shit.
Something like that. But if jacked up my leg, it messed up. Some bone started growing in my leg and everything. I swear.
Damn.
Some crazy condition called myositis ossificans.
Oh shit, you got a whole medical
Yep.
term for
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
I
man.
couldn't bend my leg. I couldn't do nothing for like
Damn.
7 months.
But you got it fixed now, obviously, right?
Yeah, it went away. It dissolved, but
Man, what weight do you walk in at right now?
I'm on weight, man. I'm like 160.
Oh,
No way.
so you're ready right now. If they call you tomorrow, you ready.
I mean, I like to get some more sparring in, but I'm ready. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
always
that's
ready. I'm
good.
always in shape.
Yeah, ain't nobody want to take anything like so last minute,
No,
so small
because
notice.
there's a
but-
difference between being in shape and then being in fight shape.
Mhm.
In fight shape, you gotta start getting them rounds of sparring in, you're rolling this, and then you
100%.
just get in there.
Yeah, because
handle business.
you want to take that last week of the fight for cutting weight purposes and stuff.
Right.
You don't want to have to be training while cutting weight. You know.
But damn,
Exactly.
But you being right now 160, you ready. You fight ready. Like in other words, you ready
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
I'm ready to go.
Give-
I'm always
Give him 4 weeks, he's good to go.
Talking about that, any fights coming up?
waiting on the call, man. I had a big fight. I'll just be honest with you. I was signed to fight Fundora for the interim title, and
Not when
after
Lubin.
the Lubin.
After the Lubin
yeah,
fight,
because I said I want to fight Fundora.
you fought on the Lubin undercard.
Yeah.
With Fundora, so you were gonna.
Yeah,
Get,
after the fight, I'm like,
that makes sense.
you know, because I don't see a lot of people trying to fight Fundora, you know, and I was like, I feel like I had to stylistically, I can get him. You know, I know I could get him. So I said I want to fight Fundora or Zoo. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get my name in the raffle. You know what I'm saying? Get up in there. And I was signed to fight him.
You said Fundora or Lubin?
Or Tim Zoo.
Oh, that's another tough. Damn,
Yeah.
man, you calling out the.
You got
That's
to,
what I
man.
want.
Yeah,
though.
100%.
You know, I mean, I'm a guy who came up from welterweight off a loss, right, to fight Tony Harrison.
and
And-
you beat him.
Yeah, and that was my first fight in the division, and my first 12-round fight, fighting the man that beat the man. You know what I'm saying? So
What happened with that fight? It fell through. He didn't sign it, or he
no,
took the.
So what happened? I guess the WBC, you got to be ranked in a certain position in the WBC. So they didn't allow it to go on, and I was like, man.
So he got the Ocampo fight.
He got the
which is a
Ocampo fight.
way easier fight than you would
That's
have
what I
been.
was
So
like,
that's mad
cool.
stupid. How is the WBC not gonna allow you to fight him, but they're
Right.
gonna allow Ocampo to
Exactly.
fight? That got stopped by Errol Spence at 47 in like 30 seconds.
Right.
Makes no sense.
He put on
However,
a show.
Fundora struggled with him. He didn't necessarily struggle, but he got clipped quite
He
a few
did.
times. Whereas that guy ain't got nowhere near the power you have.
No.
So.
You know, Fedora's a good fighter.
Nah, he is.
He's a
Nah,
hell of
nah.
a fighter.
Yeah, no,
You know,
for sure.
And,
He's
and
huge.
Ocampo- he is huge.
Big
I
dude.
mean, yeah, he looks like a heavyweight.
You're
in person.
big, but he's big,
He's on
big.
another level, man. Like
Yeah,
in
no.
person, he looks like a heavyweight, literally. So he's like baggy clothes and stuff.
Yeah, no, he's big. He's a
But,
big.
but
dude.
you being a southpaw, man, that's a good matchup.
Yeah.
What plays in your factor with him is that I gotta say his defense is kind of non-existent.
Right.
So if you sit on your shit and you land some heavy shit, I can see something happening.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
can drop him and
'Cause look-
capitalize.
I
Yes.
mean, look at what Lubin hurt him, dropped him. So
Right.
you could have done the same exact thing. And Lubin's a southpaw like you, so
Right. I would. I mean, yeah, that was a war. that was a war.
that was a tough
I was
fight.
there watching.
I personally thought Lubin was gonna take it.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But shit, boxing.
It was a
shit
great fight, though.
happens.
It was a good fight.
Hell of a fight.
You know more than anybody. Shit happens in this sport. Anything can happen.
Shit
so.
happens. Shit happens. You know, Fundora he's the Mexican style. He's just
Mhm.
gonna come in and keep working and keep working and keep working.
Yeah.
Not giving too many, information out, but if you were
Hey
to-
man, this was a topic for towards the end of the
I know, but
episode.
we
Bro, why the
started-
fuck are we talking about
Hey.
154 already?
Well, we started right
Hey.
now. Obviously, you don't want to give out too much information, but if you were to fight him, what would you bring to the table? What would you do different from other fighters?
Fundora, you talking?
Yeah.
It's hard to answer that question without giving anything away.
Yeah.
But I'm a different fighter. I'm a different fighter than those guys. And I feel like I have that element of surprise a lot of times because for whatever reason they still underestimate. Regardless they underestimate. And I don't know, man. I can't say too much, but if it gets lined up again, I'll show you.
You ready?
guys.
The
Yeah,
world's gonna know who Goodfella is.
absolutely.
I like that.
The world already knows who Goodfella is, but
But he's
yeah,
gonna put up,
you'll
it's gonna put a stamp.
definitely
Right,
stamp your name in
100%.
the
I
history
mean, that's all I
books.
need right now is that statement win, that big knockout statement win.
Yeah, you need to shake up the division.
I got to shake them up, and it's just, it is what it is, and I'm not going to victimize myself and say, oh, I shouldn't have got draws and this and that. It's like, it's cool. I put it on myself. Like, I got to do more. I got to be more. And I got to just,
Get him out of there.
I got to get him out of there. I got to get him out of there.
Those draws, man, were bullshit though.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Let's start from there, man.
I
You know,
know.
I'm a big Tony Harrison fan, but come on, you gave him the hands.
Yeah, no, I mean,
you gave him the hands.
You can't. So what I was gonna say before we hop in on that topic,
Yes.
you're good on your back foot.
Mm-hmm.
So all this, well, back to the Fundora situation, you're good on your back foot, and we already know Fundora's just come forward. So I can see stylistically where that will be good for you, considering you're good on your back foot, you're good on the moving, on the angles and stuff. So I can see where stylistically that's a good fight for you, and you got pop,
Mm-hmm.
which helps.
There's a lot of things, layers to my skills and abilities that that get pulled out in different fights. It's crazy because when I was a welterweight starting out, I came out like a knockout artist, just knocking everybody out, right? And then you learn more skills and you learn, okay, you got to go more rounds, and some guys are more durable, because I fought a Mexican guy from Tijuana one time in Vegas, and I was hitting him with everything in the kitchen sink and the cat and the dog. I was
ain't
throwing
going
everything. Nowhere. Like, his whole head would snap back, and he'd still be coming forward. And I'll hit him in the body, and he would just keep coming forward. I'm like, damn, I got to learn some other things besides just hitting hard.
Yeah, 100%.
Because if you just throw hard the whole time, you're going to gash yourself out.
It's like Mayweather says, man, skills pay the bills.
Skills pay the bills,
That's
So
facts.
and then learning all the different things, and then obviously getting around Roy, it opened my mind to a whole nother stratosphere of boxing techniques and knowledge. It's like, holy
Yeah, later on we're
shit.
gonna go on your last fight, but yeah, man, you can see the difference from those
Yes.
fights you're talking about just being like a strong, one shot type of guy,
Right.
to really developing your boxing skills, your countering abilities, and all that.
Right.
So yeah, but I want to leave that a little for later. You
Okay.
know what I mean? But
Leave
let's
it.
talk about 147, man. Don't get so
It's
ahead
gonna
of
get
yourself,
juicy,
bro.
yeah. It's already juicy,
Yeah.
man. You know.
Right.
So like you said, 147, you were wrecking everybody. You came in and you really made some noise. What got you signed without him? And it was that I know you've said before it was that Keith Thurman
Yes.
sparring.
Yes.
How did that happen?
So honestly, originally I was signed with Top Rank. I had a first couple fights Top Rank. We kind of went our separate ways. I was a free agent, and I couldn't get any fights for a while. Like, it was over a year and a half. It was almost 2 years, and I was like, damn, I couldn't get no fights. And I talked to my friend, and he was like, man, come down here, just get training and stuff. Because I was up in Orlando, and I was like really, really motivated at the time, and I was just kind of on my own. I didn't have a solid like team or coach or anything.
Yeah.
So I came down and started like really grinding, really, really grinding. I'm like, man, I gotta make this happen, because they're
When
not
you say you
opening
came down.
came down to Fort Myers.
Okay.
So so basically we started training like crazy. I'm like, they're not opening the door. I gotta knock the door down.
Facts.
I gotta get opportunity. All I need is an opportunity. So training, sun down, sun up, just all day and night, and sparring. We went on sparring tours and just started we're looking at spars like little fights. Like, I gotta show out
Yeah.
every sparring session. Like, I'm just trying to fuck them up. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up getting out there to St. Pete, Keith Thurman, Dan Birmingham, and I was sparring guys out there. I was handling business, and then they're looking at Keith like, gotta get up in there, man.
Shots fired.
Yeah. Got up in there with Keith. We had a great sparring session. You know what I'm saying? And then we actually sparred again. Sparred 2 times, and it was great. It was great work, and they let Heyman know, like, look, you gotta get this kid. You gotta get this kid. So
Thank God
the rest
for
is history.
that.
Yeah,
pretty-
man.
how was
Shout
that-
out to Keith Thurman.
how was
man,
that sparring
like,
session?
Dan Birmingham.
Intense.
It was intense because coming from my position, you
had to show off.
I had to show off for one, and for two, it's like,
You have a
Keith Thurman.
championship. You have a championship level guy in front of you
I have a championship level guy in front of me, so it's a lot of like,
with a lot of experience.
Yeah, with a lot of, and I know I have that. It's like kind of incentive. Like, psychologically, it's like, for him, he's like, okay, it's just another boxer. For me, it's like, You know what I mean? Like, this is my shot.
Yeah, just by keeping up with Thurman, that's it. I already did something good. You know what I mean? Like,
so he basically gave you the opportunity. He's the one.
He gave me the opportunity. Open the door.
Give him the word.
Dan Birmingham. Yep. I don't know. Forever grateful for that. You know, and you know, he's a cool dude, man, and that's just how he is. So.
What I like too, man, he's from Florida, and you too. So that Florida love, man.
Yes.
Since we're on that Keith topic, this is not pertaining to you, but how do you think Keith fares? How do you rate him as a welterweight, and how do you think he fares against Spence? Since that's right now the talks in the boxing world.
It's a really good question.
Keith, he gets a lot of slack, right? But let's look at it. Look at the guys he's beat, and look at the guys he's fought. You know, he's the first. You know, he beat. Well, the first guy to beat, but he beat Porter. He beat Danny. He had a lot of tough fights coming up. Yeah, he did. And that Argentinian guy was undefeated, knocking everybody out at the time. I mean, even guys that are not big names are still hard fights. It doesn't mean that they're not like a household name. Doesn't mean they're not badass fighters. 100%. And you know, he's fought a lot of guys getting there. He's proved himself against a lot of top guys, and he's evolved his style a lot too, to where he also was knocking everybody out in the amateurs. Like, that was a one-time Thurman. Everybody was shivering.
And early in his pro career too.
Right, and he did the same thing. He kind of, he learned more facets of the game. He started developing the footwork and all these other things. So now he's more of a complete fighter, and he's really good with his movement, his angles. So it would be interesting, him and Errol, man. And Earl's more like the opposite. He's going to come at you and try to break you down.
You fought Errol.
3 times.
I do my research, dog.
Yeah. I fought him 3 times, man.
How was that work? I mean, I know it was a while back, but do you recall how that work was?
Yeah, I recall. So the first time we went to the tournament, I believe it was the men's open tournament, and I fought him like the second day there, and we just went to war. I didn't know who he really was that much at the time. I was like, whatever.
Right.
Boom, we went to war. You know, he edged it out. You know, they had on the board, they would show the points as the fight's going.
Oh, they had the point system back then.
They had the point system back then. It was kind of a weird.
That's kind of annoying.
System.
Yeah.
It was weird because like guys started kind of hacking the point system, and I know Earl capitalized off that too, but he also was good with it.
Yeah.
So he was a good fighter regardless. But it's kind of like you could stand here like this and take a bunch of shots, blah blah, and they won't give you no points.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of like guys were just doing this, and they couldn't get no points scored on them.
Right.
So, but now we went to war, man, and then the second fight, I came through and I was boxing him. I boxed him. I didn't go to war with him this time. Boxing him, moving around.
Yeah, on your back foot.
Yep. And a lot of people thought I won that fight, and that's how I got signed by Top Rank initially, because they were there in the crowd watching the fight.
This was in the Olympic qualifiers or something?
This was in a national PAL.
Okay.
Yeah. So that happened. They gave it to Earl, and then the third fight in the Olympic trials.
That's cool.
And that's where I fought Region Pro grade as well. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you fought some big names, some tough guys, bro. So you've been in there. It says a lot about you. Says a lot about your IQ, man. Your IQ.
Yeah, I mean, it's
fighting those guys, you're only gonna learn.
Yeah.
And like you had said earlier, when you're knocking people out, you know, you're not really learning much. It's really when you have these tough fights that you have to think in there.
There's never ending in boxing.
I know.
It's really never ending.
What was your biggest accomplishment in the amateurs?
Well, the bronze medal in the PAL. I won a bunch of state tournaments and stuff like that. For me, the platinum gloves. They had this platinum gloves, like a glove that they gave you, and I wanted that thing so bad so I could wear it on a chain. I trained like crazy for that fight, and I came through and I won, and I was like flying that thing like some balls on my chest.
That was just bling for
you still have it?
Man, I don't know where it's
that
at.
shit you do.
I know it's sad.
I have a bunch of my amateur shit. I don't know where it's at too. I mean,
yeah, but I fought in a bunch of tournaments. The Olympic trials, just fighting 4 times Olympic trials, getting that far in Olympic trials.
At 152?
Yes.
Okay.
Was that a dream of yours to be in the Olympic team, or it was just solely just you know?
It was, but I wasn't going. I wasn't as mature as I was when I got in the pros later.
Like I said, it's all about the money, though.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's a real motivator right there.
Yes.
That'll make you want to bump.
Oh yeah.
You're a prize fighter. I mean, that's what you do it for, man. For the
prize,
for the money, man, and obviously glory as well. But if you don't got money, you can't feed the family.
Right.
So money is really important.
Money is important. It is important, and these days more than ever, fighters definitely going for the money more than 100%.
I mean,
so the whole landscape has changed a lot. You know, before like
think Mayweather messed it up a bit.
I think so.
I think he milked it a little too much.
A little bit too much with the undefeated thing, and because then people are scared to lose their O.
Facts.
100%.
100%.
Like the Fabulous Four. There's not really those kind of things aren't happening these days.
No.
We're just fighting each other, best versus the best all the time. Like not really happening, man.
Yeah, we get it. We get it 10 years down the line when they're old already.
Yeah.
Like Money and Pacquiao. So
Yeah.
With the experience that you have now with the amateurs and stuff, and you being older now and all that stuff, and going through a lot in your professional fights, what do you wish you would have done different in your amateur career?
Been more focused. Distractions, man. Like, I was trying to do the both the social thing and the amateur thing, and it just doesn't work, man.
Nah.
It takes a lot, man, and sometimes you just gotta kind of seclude yourself and just be locked in, because most people are not gonna be that way unless they're other fighters, and if they are, they're on their own journey too. So
for sure. So talking about 47, like you said, you were knocking everybody out pretty much. You get matched against Ugas. Do you think the fact that like you had said before, since you were just sleeping everybody, you came with that same mentality for Ugas, since he already had 3 losses on his record and stuff?
Look, to be honest, and like, I don't want to take anything away from Ugas or come with excuses. None of that. Ugas is a great fighter. He's accomplished tremendous things already in the sport.
Yeah.
He's proven himself, right?
Right.
But in that fight, the camp was horrible because I was injured, severely injured, and I was scheduled to fight him prior, and the New York Athletic Commission, they canceled the fight because I had like a broken, fractured thumb, part of my thumb, which was nothing that was going to stop me from being able to fight. But like I told you about the leg situation, when the bone growing inside my
that was
leg.
around that time.
Yeah, it was around that time. And
Wow.
I was so motivated heading into camp, and then that injury occurred, and I was like, man, I couldn't, because it developed into something.
Right.
And I just tried to work around it. I was swimming. I couldn't really run. I couldn't really spar like I needed, and I just went in there. It was a stupid, foolish, inexperienced.
Yeah, no, I'm not
decision.
gonna lie. You didn't seem yourself. I mean, Ugas is a tremendous fighter. I mean,
He is.
You know what I mean? I'm a Ugas fan. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
I'm a fan
Yeah.
of both of you.
I'm a fan
I
of
told
him
you
too, 'cause
before.
He's a nice guy. He's cool.
Yeah, I'm a fan of both of you. But Ugas, it's a great fighter. But you also didn't look yourself that fight. You were fighting kind of weird.
Yeah, and that's the thing that, for me, like, if I lose, at least I want to know that I brought my best self to the fight, and then you win, cool, good. But it's kind of tough for me, like, knowing, if I could ever get in the ring with him again, I would love to.
100%. At 54.
At 54, yeah.
Hey, that's a future fight. It could be made.
So you want to get your get back?
Yeah, I would love to get my get back on any of my losses.
Even the draws.
Even the draws.
Although
man.
that's not a get back. That's a give me what's mine.
Yeah. So it's all good. Part of the journey.
So you fought Ugas, and you fought one more time. You washed the guy, and then you got the Collazo fight, which was a pretty good fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough fight.
Yes.
What's your experience on your behalf on?
So Collazo, I was the young buck going in there with this,
with the vet.
With the vet, after I just watched him sleep 2 guys before he got in there with me. He slept Victor Ortiz, and he slept Sammy Vasquez, who's undefeated.
Undefeated, 21-0.
Yep. And then I get the text with, "Oh, what'd you think about him?" And it's Collazo. I'm like, damn. Okay.
Southpaw.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Shit.
And man, going in there with him, I went in there and I tried to blow him out in like 4 rounds. I'm gonna be straight up. I tried to blow him out in 4 rounds. I was like, because I was hitting him with body shots, and he was like, and I was like, man, I was like,
I'm hurting this guy.
I'm hurting this guy. I was gonna keep beating on him, and then I ran out of gas.
Hey, that's that experience, bro.
Exactly, it's experience, man. And he started pressuring more, and I was like, shit, like. It ended up being a tough fight. I remember I was just like, he was throwing on all the ropes. I'm tired, and I just like flopped over because I was just so damn tired, man.
Yeah.
But it was a great experience.
I mean, it was a majority decision. One of the judges saw it a draw. So.
And another thing is, I completely gassed myself out towards the end because I had him on the ropes, and I was throwing, and the ref was like, "You gotta show me something, Collazo. You gotta show me something." I'm like, "Oh, this is my."
Nah, I'm really gonna put it all out.
And then he came swinging back. I was like, "Oh, hold up!"
You came back next round with a tank on empty.
yeah, exactly.
Nah, but it was a great fight though.
Yeah.
Is he a really good puncher? How people say? Did you feel like that shock, or it was more?
I
like
didn't feel the shock. I didn't feel the shock. It is. I mean, probably because of the adrenaline and everything. I'm not saying he can't punch.
Also, you looked a lot bigger than him and stronger. So
Yeah. Yeah.
You think that the fact that you were cutting so much weight to 147 also killed your stamina in that fight?
No, I know it for sure, 100%.
So that's the problem with fighters cutting so much weight. Once they go up in levels and they fight like really good fighters, or I forget about good fighters, they fight 10 and 12 rounders.
Right.
It's really gonna affect you. That weight cut towards the end, the championship rounds.
Absolutely, man, and like different weight cutting methods too. I was trying out. I was trying to make it a little bit easier. And, like,
Trying new shit.
And trying new shit, and yeah, it's not good to just.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not good to try new things for a new camp.
Hey, you can't just wing it. You need to have a nutritionist. You need to have a professionals around you.
It comes with the experience. Now you know.
Yeah. No, now I know.
So now at this point in your career, no more mistakes.
No more mistakes. There's no room for mistakes, man.
So towards the end of your 147,
yeah,
you get that fight with Abel Ramos.
Right.
Which I was pissed as shit.
We gotta call Jack Reese over here, man.
Yeah. We need to bring his ass now, but Brian might beat his ass. Has he repped your fights again after that one?
No.
Thank God.
No. Thank God.
Bro.
That was bad, man.
I know during the fight you probably didn't notice that there was 1 second left, right?
No, I didn't notice.
But after, when you found out there was 1 second left, what was your reaction, bro?
I was like, what the hell? and then everybody started telling me, actually, the fight was over. Everybody was saying the fight's over. I was getting messages of like, yo, the fight was over, and when he was counting or whatever, it was past the time the fight was supposed to be done. Like there was no second left.
Right.
They just did that to kind of like save it. But yeah, it was wild, man. I was like, I don't know what to think. It was a tough time.
That was some bullshit.
You couldn't go to the commission and rerule that? Like, what happened with that?
We tried, but that's
because you have the proof right there, man. Like, fuck, like, common sense.
We came with the proof, everything, but overturning decisions is like.
I was just about to say that.
It barely ever happens in the history of boxing, so it's like, it is what it is, man.
And you were whooping his ass.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say right here on camera, you were beating his ass. You were busting him up.
Yeah,
it was just that last round you fucked up. You got caught. Was it an uppercut or?
It was an uppercut. He actually switched to southpaw, and he caught. And I was.
Caught you with a left hand?
He caught me with a left uppercut as I was throwing a right hook at the same time. And
yeah, you didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming.
Did Jack Reese
Why didn't you take a knee? You had the whole fight won.
Because he's a champ, man. He ain't gonna take a knee, man.
I know you got that warrior spirit.
I'll be honest, I was more drained and tired than I was.
You weren't even thinking straight.
I wasn't even thinking. I was just like, you know what I mean? Like, I was giving it my all, man, and I was kind of like swaying because you tired, bro. Like, weight cut shit is crazy.
Yeah, no, it's tough.
Did Jack Reese talk to you though after the fight, or not really, or maybe like
a little
weeks
bit
later?
He was kind of like flighty, Everybody was like,
because he knew.
Yeah,
for sure.
At the end of the day, I mean, it is a human mistake.
It is.
But still, man, it costs you a lot, man. Because
it
stains your career, man. Unfortunately,
you would have gone a level higher. Aside from that, you would have probably gotten that rematch with Ugas because that was his next fight. So
yeah, that was all pretty much what was lined up. But at the end of the day, it's like learning experience. Like, if I would have won that fight, right, then I would have been staying in the weight class and all these things. It's like killing myself to make weight. It is eventually gonna happen again. I can't fight 12 rounds with top level opposition if I'm feeling any type of way other than great.
Right. If you're weight drained, you can't. The championship rounds ain't gonna be well.
It's not gonna be well.
Things happen for a reason, man.
Absolutely.
But like we like to say, man, it's not a loss, it's a learn. So
yes.
Don't matter. At this point, it's just a learn now. On to the next.
And especially that one because you were winning the whole fight.
Right. Is that the reason why you moved up to 54?
Yeah. So after that fight, and then the whole COVID thing came out, and there was like a quarantine, and I was just locked up in the gym, and I was like, all right. So I started researching and all that, and I was like, man, I got to go up in weight class. What am I doing? I just made that decision, and I came out of quarantine like a beast because I was trapped in the gym the whole time. I was training like a madman, learning. Yeah. And I was like, man, I'm gonna be at 54. So the first spar that I had after getting out of the quarantine, and I just like I knocked the guy out in like the first round, and I was like, yeah, 54 is good for me.
Yeah, nah. I mean,
you feel it strong. Or you feel it like what's the difference that you feel?
I can feel myself, man. Because a lot of times I'll be feeling like a beast in training, sparring, going 15 rounds of sparring, different guys coming in. And then, like, I cut the weight, and then I come back, and, like, the next day, I'm like, it's like fight day. I'm like, I just don't feel just don't feel right. Like it's something. You know what happens is your heart rate gets elevated really easily after cutting a lot of weight. So you're like
100%.
Shit, yeah.
and if that shit don't come back on the day of the fight, you're gonna fight with that.
Yeah, nah, that shit has happened to me. That's
Yeah.
why I can relate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
It's-
relate.
That's
to
kind of
it.
tough fighting like that, man.
Actually,
Like, shit.
one of my I used to fight at 41.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I used to fight at 141. So imagine I was pretty
Uh-huh.
thin.
Yeah.
Now you're fat.
And I'm 5'11". Fuck you. But one time I went to one of my fights and the doctor didn't let me fight because my heart rate was too elevated.
Yeah.
So I can relate. That's wild shit.
It is.
Because think about it, when you're weight drained, you don't have you're
No
missing water.
electrolytes.
Yeah, you
Yep.
no electrolytes.
Minerals.
Your weight drain, your water drain. So it's your heart rate's gonna spike.
Yeah, and like earlier, I was stubborn with it because I had all these goals and aspirations for 147. So I was like, man, I'll be good. You know, I'm bigger, stronger man type thing. And you know, it's the journey, man. It's cool. I don't regret anything.
No
man.
regrets, bro.
Nah.
I mean, you've had a great fucking career. What the heck are you gonna regret?
Hey.
You've had a good career. You may have not gotten yet to where you want to be, but it's still a yet because you're still good. You're still here. You can still game.
Hey, I'm still in the game.
Facts.
As long as I'm still in the game,
That's all that matters.
I am good to go, man.
And you're getting good fights.
Yeah,
You're getting good fights. 'Cause you fought Tony Harrison, and then you fought some undefeated
Right.
guy, Kelvin
Salgado.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because Heyman gives me the opportunities, and that's why I'm grateful for it. you
Yeah,
know?
no.
So,
Talking about Heyman, really quick. Have you met the ghost himself?
No.
You haven't met him yet?
Never
No
met him.
conversations on the
Never
phone, text?
conversation. I heard words from him, like, oh, Heyman said.
Yeah. A middleman. There's a middleman involved.
There's a middleman, but that's cool.
As long as he's paying you. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, he's a stand-up guy. He's cool, you know.
As long as he's advising you and
He's-
taking your career.
Yeah, man, he's giving me opportunities. That's all I ever asked for, because I was coming from a position with no opportunities to opportunities, and for that, I'm like, in this game, that's all I need. I don't need nothing other than that. I don't need favoritism. I don't need none of that. Just get a guy in the ring with me, man, and I'll do what I can with that.
100%. Yeah, man, you have that warrior spirit in you. You know,
Mhm.
everybody knows that.
Let's go back to Tony Harrison, man, because I want to get in.
Nah. Before we jump into Tony Harrison, you started training with Roy Jones before the Tony Harrison fight.
Yes.
A GOAT.
How was that? Talk to us about it.
So, once again, I went on another sparring tour. That's something that I like to do.
Yeah, I see that.
That's pretty cool, though. I like the sparring tour. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because
It's a
it
cool
keeps me
slogan.
motivated, keeps me pushing when I'm outside of camps, and keep learning and keep growing. You know, went up there, went to actually with Jason Jones, who has Money Powell and a few other great fighters, and I sparred out there with him, and he's like, "Hey, we can go to Roy's." I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's do it." So I went over to Roy's and sparred with his guys, and you know, we spoke with him and said, "Hey, like, can I stay here? Like, I want to keep learning from you and all that." So
You told him, can I stay here?
yeah, well, the coach that I was with at the time asked him, "Hey, can you mind if he stays and stuff like that?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was a little awkward situation, but
So your coach pretty much like
kind of,
was okay with giving you away to Roy?
yeah. I don't want to
Yeah, you don't have
that
to.
drama situation, but something like that. You know, he had other stuff going on too.
Got it.
But no, at the time I was just going there to learn, anyways. I
Right.
was just going to learn.
Yeah.
And that was the intention. And at the end of the day, that was the intention. But when I was there, I was like, man, this is what I need. Like, this is never ending. Like, he brings so much knowledge to the table every day, and he's like, he knows. I'm constantly learning, like all the time. I'm like, man, I can't just stay here for a couple weeks and come back. Like, I got to be out here. Like, how else am I gonna soak this up? And the stuff that he teaches is not just, you don't just learn it and then do it. It's not that easy. Like,
Yeah,
this
no.
is highly like technical things. There's a rhyme and a reason and a method to everything he does. So it was really amazing, man. Amazing experience. And then I was training out there for a while, and you know, I got that good work. Chris Eubanks, Kevin Newman, and Andrew Murphy, and there's a lot of good fighters out
I was gonna say that. I mean, Roy Jones being Roy Jones, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get some really damn good work there.
damn good work. Yeah, like I said, like Chris Eubanks, and it was giving me a lot of confidence too, having training partners like that, sparring partners, and you know, that's when we got the call for the Tony Harrison fight. I was like, damn, Tony Harrison. It was another one of them shockers because, like when I had Collazo, it was one of them shockers because I was just watching Tony Harrison fight Charlo, and I was kind of like looking up to him. I was like, man, this dude could fight, you know, because
Yeah.
he beat the
could
man,
fight.
he beat the boogeyman, right?
You beat the man that.
And then in the rematch, he was beating him too, and I was like,
So he got caught.
And I was watching him in the quarantine. I was like, yeah, Tony Harrison, that motherfucker. And next you know, he's my next fight.
Not only that, a win over him was gonna
Yeah. Oh yeah.
get
So
you lined up for a world title
Yeah.
shot.
Well, I asked Ron, like, so what you think? At the time, Roy Jones was getting ready to fight Mike Tyson. So I maybe asked Roy Jones at the wrong time, but I was like, so Tony Harrison, what do you think about fighting Tony Harrison? That's the opponent. He goes, bring his ass on. Come on. You train with the champ. You train with the champ. You with the GOAT. And I was like, you train with the GOAT. He's like, come on, let's do it. And I'm like, all right.
Say less.
Say
Let's
less.
do it.
Say less.
He was right, bro, because you came through and you put on a show.
Yeah.
You really did, man. You were robbed of that win, which has happened to you multiple times in your career, unfortunately. But you were game, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good. It was a great experience.
Tony was tough too, because you hit him with some hard shit. There
shit.
was one time that you caught him when you slipped and you hit him, and
Yeah, he was rocked. I was trying to finish his ass off.
What tools did Roy Jones give you? What have you learned from him?
I learned how to set punches up. I learned how to move. I learned a lot of different setups in a lot of different ways. I learned more technical of punching techniques to increase like more power and stuff like that. And
Little tools that he has, man. That's crazy. He's a GOAT.
yeah, there's a lot of vet things that he can teach you, bro.
Just
Soak that shit up, man.
it's crazy. Yeah, it's like, but it's not easy. And I see it like a lot of people are like, oh, he's just naturally talented, but he has a foundation. He had all these things. There's a technicality to everything that he does. It's like he's a perfectionist. So if your foot is angled 2 degrees to the left and it's not the right way, he's gonna see it
And tell you
and he's gonna be like, nope, that's wrong. And he's gonna yell at you for it being wrong. And sometimes he don't even have to be looking at you and he knows something's wrong. Because he can hear the punches and he can hear it. And if it's not right, if you didn't make the right kind of breath,
Yeah, you ain't turn on it right or something.
Yeah. So it's wild.
Since we're on the Roy Jones topic, man, I know you said, technical wise, he's teaching you a lot of stuff and all that. But how about his mitt work, his pad work, all that? How does he do that himself? Does he have somebody else there, like a mitt man?
So that's the thing with Roy. He is just like he is a lot of knowledge. Now training is hard doing the stuff that he has us do, the drills, and it's very. I mean, there's been people that have passed out, turned white, towel over the head, give me some water,
He got that old school in him.
He got that old school in him, but it's not for that purpose. It's for teaching the techniques. He's good on the mitts, but he's not really a guy that's more of a hands-on. He's more of a custom auto type. He's gonna tell you what you need to do, and for me, I'm like, it's fine because I have a crazy work. Like I just love training and I love pushing myself. So I take his knowledge and I just go crazy with it.
Yeah, so he oversees the game plan. He builds it. And
Yeah, pretty much. We go back and forth. We're like, come with a game plan for Harrison. We're like, it's interesting how we could fight him because we didn't know how he's going to come about, right? But we kind of hit the nail on the head, just feeling he's going to try to come forward and just pressure. So we're spot on with that one.
You were.
Yeah.
You really were. You really were. And he ran into a lot of heavy shit. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
But hey, kudos to him, man, because he was able to take it and stay there.
Yeah.
Stayed on your face for the majority of the fight.
He's a tough dude, man. He's a tough dude.
So Roy had the game plan for that fight. He's
Yeah.
the one that set everything up.
Pretty much. I mean, we don't go so much game plan, so to speak, because, you got to be able to just adapt. You adapt in the ring. Anything can change, and you got to be able to change it up. And
In a split second, everything changes, man.
yeah, a guy could be fighting one way, and then they start fighting a different way, and this is a game of adjustments.
Hey, like you said, adjustments. That's what boxing's about, adjusting on the fly.
Right. And what I like about Roy is, like, he'll see something before it comes. He'll be like, oh, yeah, here he's going to be trying to set up the overhand right. He's going to be coming with the overhand right. I'm like, okay, got you. So it's like I'm already ready for it.
That's good, man, that you're soaking it in, too, though. You're not just fucking bullshitting. He's not just talking and you're just...
Oh, no. It can be really, like, overwhelming because when I first got out there, I was so mentally fatigued. Like, I was so tired. And it wasn't just I was so drained. Like, my brain was, like, tired. Like, my brain needed a rest.
When you got there?
Yeah, like, from training, like, because everything was so new and all these techniques. And I'm like, oh, man, my brain. It was like, and everybody feels that when they first get out. I mean, it's always like that. But especially the initial first encounter with him, it's just like, man, it's wild.
No, I could only imagine.
Yeah.
But stylistically, that was a good fight for you. you exposed Tony in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You did, because now the boxing world knows he's not so great against southpaws.
Right.
He's really not, because just your stance alone gave him a shit ton of problems.
Yeah.
You know,
I knew it was gonna be a problem. I knew I was gonna be a problem. I knew I was getting underestimated. And
big time.
yeah.
Yeah, he thought considering he's not great against southpaws,
Mm-hmm.
he was just trying to pressure you and take you out of there early.
He's trying to take me out.
Yeah, he didn't want to go. He didn't want to be there for 12 rounds with a southpaw,
No.
especially a hard hitting one.
Right.
So he was trying to land his heavy shit. But the fact that you can fight on your back foot was the difference.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
When they called out that bullshit decision, what did Roy say about it?
He was just so happy because we knew he whooped his ass.
Yeah.
He was like, everybody was just like, yeah. The whole world was like, yeah.
How did you feel about it at that moment, like in your mind, like, oh fuck, here we go again? Like, how'd you feel?
I was like, well, at least they didn't give me a loss. I mean, I try to look at the silver
good,
lining
yeah.
No,
of
you got to
things.
look at the positive.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, a draw is not a loss.
No, and I was.
And you won.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I mean, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You won.
And it's a lot of mental things going to, because I'm going 47 to 54, first 12 round fight, all these things. I'm coming off a loss, so you got that. It wasn't really, I wasn't thinking about it, but it's there, you know. And going through 12 rounds, getting hit with his big shots and not being flustered at all by any of your shots, it was like, all right.
You know, you can hang.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
last round he pushed pretty hard,
Yeah.
and you took his right hands pretty well.
Yeah. I didn't get hurt and buzzed any time. And after the fight, he was like, man, you better than I thought, man. You got some game in there.
Yeah, man, you're a tough dude, man. These Florida boys don't play, bro.
We don't play.
That's true, man. That
Yeah,
Florida
that-
blood, man, shit run deep. People
that's
don't know.
facts,
Stay
man.
tuned. Stay tuned. They don't know.
Fact, bro. So you beat Tony Harrison, and then you get the fight with Kelvin Salgado.
Yeah.
Why did you take that fight? Because Kelvin wasn't really as known as like a Tony. You just came off of Tony pretty much win.
Yeah. No, I was like, well,
You just take whatever the fuck they give you, huh?
I'm just trying to get in the ring. I'm trying to stay active. Sometimes I can't fight because I'm injured. Shit like that happens, and it's so annoying. Like, little injuries happen, and like I'm not making that mistake anymore. Getting in there underprepared, because it's not about, I can fight injured if I had a great camp, and then say it happened like in the fight or something like that, or right before. It's like, okay, I'm already a beast. Like I'm training myself to be a beast. But training with a handicap, you can't really become a beast like that. Like you need to be in camp, you know.
Yeah, that's
So,
true, man.
Yeah, so whatever, they gave me Kelvin Salgado. I'm like, undefeated Mexican guy. They're trying to bring him up. Whatever, man. Like on Showtime.
Anybody.
No. Yeah.
Whoever.
Anybody, man. Like anybody, whoever. You know?
I know you've spoken about this in an interview before, but I want to bring it up. How do you feel about having Tony Harrison fighting above you, considering you just pretty much everybody in the
Give him the
boxing
hands.
world,
You won.
everybody in the boxing world knows you deserve
Yeah.
that win. Politics.
You know, it's tough. It sucks. It sucks. I ain't gonna lie. Like it's frustrating. It's like, all right, because I feel like I'm just getting pushed to the side, and these other guys are getting all the shine. But at the end of the day, it's like the cream's gonna rise to the top, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna have the last laugh. You know,
Just gotta keep working.
keep working, and it's like in that position where he's like, oh yeah, well no, I don't gotta worry about you no more, because I got my little whatever title they handed him.
Like you said, them putting you to the side, giving you those draws and stuff. How do you stay motivated, man?
Because I love the game. I love boxing. I love training. I love the competitive aspect of it, and I believe I'm the best, and I want to prove it. And I'm only getting better and better. Like I must be a late bloomer or something, because I just keep getting better, man, and I stay locked in. So I'm just waiting on another opportunity, man.
I honestly think it's these tough fights. But on Kelvin Salgado, I also think that on the Harrison fight, all that knowledge that you had grasped from Roy Jones wasn't there yet. For the Kevin fight, I saw a different you in there. Like your confidence was crazy. You know, even your stance, like the way you was moving,
More
like,
mature in there.
you were countering great. Like, tell me about that.
Yeah, no, it was good. I felt like I was in my flow. I was in my zone. I know he was a big puncher. It was kind of hard to see, but like, you know, his record and Mexican and all these things. He's the Mexican Mike Tyson there saying all this, and I'm like, all right, you know. So I went in there and I was boxing him, and I felt like I was outboxing the shit out of him. You know, the thing with Kelvin Salgado, he's not a typical type Mexican fighter. He's he's on his back foot and he's looking to
Nah,
counter.
he had skills.
He's got skills. He's got skills, and he's looking for the big counter. So I wasn't gonna just jump in hot water and get clipped by something, you know. And every time I come back to the corner, like boxing the shit out of him, just keep working, you know. In hindsight, when I hit him with that uppercut, I would have pressured him more and just try to finish the job. But I feel him like, hey man, we're outboxing him, we're hurting him. He's not landing shit, and you know, the body shots were not really landing. They're hitting my elbows. I'm like, he's not landing. He's not throwing nothing. He's not landing nothing. I'm like, it's an easy dub.
Yeah, you're gonna get that UD.
Yeah, and so they gave it a draw. So I'm like, shit, I gotta do something.
I feel like that one upset you more than the Harrison one, the decision.
How'd you feel when they draw? How'd you feel there?
That one hurt.
Because this one you were even more confident that you won.
Yeah. Like,
I saw it in your reaction. You just got pissed.
I wasn't even breathing hard. I'm like, easy win.
Yeah, easy work.
Easy work. That's what I said. I told the watch. I'm like, easy work. You know?
Does that mentally drain you? Even though you did win those fights, but they didn't give you the decision. Does it mentally drain you? Or you stay consistent, you don't care?
Yeah, at the moment, yeah. It mentally, it's like, but I'm the type, like, I get mad, I get this and that, and then I go internal, and then I'm like, I come back with this vengeance, like, oh, you wanted shady, you got it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I start figuring out how can I make this so it just doesn't happen anymore. Like, what adjustments can I make without putting myself in crazy danger, right?
Right, a risk.
Changing this from getting draws to getting W's, right? Like, so I think I'm on the right path to that, though.
Honestly, I just feel like that's not your fault, though. To be honest,
Yeah.
The Harrison, whatever. He's a big name too. He was a bigger name than you, so whatever. But dude, this last fight, that was some real bullshit.
Yeah.
But you really did look rejuvenated in that fight. To be honest, like you look different. You really did look different, though. Your persona was just different about that fight.
Oh man, I appreciate it. And the thing is, like I said before, learning all the different skills and it's hard to just put it all together on the same night. Like there's so much in my brain, like things that I've learned from Roy and just on my path and learn about myself too. It's like it's just really integrating everything and putting it all together on fight night, and that's all it's gonna take. That's all it's gonna take. It's just putting it all together, going out there and just completely dominating and washing these guys. Because I can do it, man. Like I have a skill advantage, I have a conditioning advantage. I just gotta put it on them.
You got the size too. I mean, I think you're putting it together now.
Yeah.
I think you look different than when you fought Ugas.
Oh yeah.
Or even before that, you were knocking everybody out. You just
Yeah.
look different because even before the Ugas fight, you just looked like the guy that was coming to sleep people. Not really like technically as sound as you do now.
Right. Now I have an understanding of what I'm doing and the method to why I'm throwing punches and what I'm looking for. So
Yeah, the reason why you're slipping, the reason why you're putting your foot on the outside, all those little things,
All these little
things that people
things.
don't see.
yeah, I'm not just throwing punches anymore and hoping it lands. Like now,
Right.
I'm throwing punches to throw punches to create a punch that I know is gonna land.
Yeah.
You
You're
know?
doing it like a surgeon now. It's different now.
Like, it's different, and I'm still evolving, man. And my style is still changing. I'm always trying to. I'm gonna get it right.
No,
Right.
100%. Out of all these fights that you've had some pretty big profile fights. You've had some great, entertaining fights with some big names. Which one would you call your toughest? Which one would you consider you learned the most from and all that?
The toughest was probably the Collazo fight. That's the first one that comes to my mind. Collazo fight. That Mexican in Tijuana.
What was his name?
Victor Fonseca. They told me before I fought him, they told my trainer, like, I hope your boy can fight. Because he was like a last minute guy, but he was beast. Like, he came out ready to show out. You know?
That was in Mexico, right? You fought him in Mexico?
I fought him in Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Like you said, man, sometimes those people that don't have that big name are the ones that are really
Shock
like,
you.
tough as shit.
Yeah, man. Tough as shit.
They're sleepers.
Yeah,
That's what they are.
they are, man. You can never underestimate nobody in this game.
So,
Never.
Collazo and the Mexican dude.
Collazo, the Mexican. Yeah, as far as like tough fights, obviously the Ugas fight, but it's not. I consider that a tough fight. You know, more of a tough fight would be Collazo.
Right.
all out.
Yeah, back and forth.
Back and forth.
You know, tough.
Yeah,
Right.
I would say Collazo.
That fight was great though. That Collazo fight was a great fight. It was a back and forth, like you said. So that's what makes it entertaining. Because the Ugas fight, you know, we can't take nothing away from Ugas, but you didn't look yourself.
No.
And it was kind of like one-sided. But the Collazo fight was.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Cool.
That was a very entertaining one. But you are 33 now.
Mm-hmm.
I know now you're putting shit together now.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to call for all these big names now.
Hey man, look, I seen an interview with.
You don't look 33, by the way, though.
Well,
No, you
appreciate
don't.
it, man.
You don't. Don't start with your
See what I mean?
Really get back.
See what I mean, right?
What gay shit was it that you told him when we got
He's a good fella. He's a good fella.
Oh, now it's a good fella.
He's a good
Let's
fella.
start with your gay shit. I knew you were gonna go there. But now
It's
you
all
don't
good.
look 33, but you are 33. So what big names do you think are in the horizon?
Man, if I can get anybody in that ring, like
Top 10, top 15.
top 10 for sure, top 15. Just like honestly, where I should be right now is already in the top 10. Once I beat Harrison, that should automatically put me where I need to be.
Right.
And then the Salgado. So unfortunately, I'm not in a position where I'm in the top 10. So I just need to get somebody in the ring with me and blow them out. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
I would love to see that fight with you and Fundora, though.
Hell yeah.
It's a dangerous fight, though, bro.
It's a good fight.
It's a dangerous fight.
Cause he's gonna get inside and inside. That's
He's
what
gonna
the
get
heck- that's what he
inside
wants
and
to
all
do.
that, but he ain't never been in the ring with me.
And I know
Facts.
you're gonna be a huge underdog, and I can't wait to play some good money, dog. Cause I think you could take it, man. Shit, you are gonna take it.
I love the underdog role because it gives the extra incentive to like no one believes and it's like
Once you hit it,
It's
you
different.
believe now, right?
it hits different because if everybody believes, you're like, yeah, it's easier to just kind of be lackadaisical a little bit like you're not on edge, you know. If you're the underdog, you're like you're putting it all to.
It's like a motivator, bro. You
Yeah.
gotta come out here and shut everybody up.
Yeah, man, it's great that having that chip on the shoulder is a great thing to have, you know, and just keeping that chip, getting some more chips to put on your shoulder.
So
Yeah.
I know that right now you don't have a date, but you're aiming ending of this year or early next
If
year.
I can get another one this year, that would be great. Early next year is fine. You know, like I said, I'm just gonna keep developing my skills. I'm gonna stay in the lab. I'm gonna keep working.
Facts.
And when the opportunity comes, I'm gonna take full advantage of it. You know, that's what it comes. That's my mindset. I don't like, oh, no, I'm not getting fights and cry about this and just lay around. It's like, no, like it's a guarantee I'm gonna get another fight. And between now and then, it's gonna determine how it looks. So I'm trying to develop as much as I can. So when I get in there, I could show out.
100%.
The good fella takeover, man, is gonna come soon.
Yeah, man. And
It's gonna come soon, man.
You say the
Facts.
good fella, you would think, damn, he's thugged out. You know, he's
Nah.
gonna be pretty rude. Nah, man.
Nah.
You're pretty
He's a
nice.
gentleman.
You're pretty nice. I mean, no, in the ring, everybody. I mean, whoever steps in
It's a
there.
different story.
Yeah,
No,
but
yeah.
outside the ring, you're a pretty cool dude, bro. You're a nice
I
dude.
appreciate it, man. Yeah.
I want to ask you this
Sure.
question because I never asked in Italian. I know you're half Italian, right?
I'm Italian. I'm Lebanese, and I got some German in me too.
You got some Lebanese in you?
Shit.
Yes, sir.
I got some in my family too.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's
So I'm
up.
gonna ask you this question. You're legit Italian. Can you put pineapples in a pizza?
If you want to, I put hot sauce on pizza, so I don't know.
Because everybody says.
That's not his Italian side, bro.
No.
I'm one of those you cannot put fucking pineapple on pizza. Like,
Yeah.
You being
I don't-
Italian,
I
you
don't.
You don't like.
I don't.
You
I
think it's
like-
disrespectful? Like, I mean, you're not Italian, so I mean,
I'm not Italian, but I just fucking think it's just like it doesn't make any sense. It's
Doesn't
salty and sweet put together. It just
Yeah,
doesn't make sense
I've
to
never
me.
been a fan of them, but
Nah.
I'm gonna get offended by it.
How do you stay in weight, man? Because that Italian food is fire, bro. You have the lasagna.
I'll
the
tell you
fucking,
I don't eat it.
Oh.
I don't eat
Too-
Italian food. I try not to, man. You know, but there's healthy ways you can have pizza, and you can have. I mean, I eat a lot of things that.
You know what
Like,
you sound like?
what?
You sound like those bullshit commercials.
Yeah.
that, eat this pizza, it's healthy.
Yeah, healthy.
That's bullshit.
Right.
But
Nah, there's healthy ways to eat, man. That's how I stay in shape. I'm on my nutrition.
I saw that you're sponsored by Marco's Pizza, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Pretty
I didn't
cool.
know that.
Pretty cool.
Pat G and Marco, man.
How did that happen?
Well, I have as a guy, he's like my business advisor, Michael Farrar. He's got a lot of connections, and he hooked me up with Pat G and Marco and a lot of other great people that I have in my life now. So yeah, it's a cool connection to have, and he's cool.
And you being
Blessed.
Italian gives it like that extra sauce. Like, I'm
Yeah,
Italian. What's up, man? I'm
yeah.
sponsored by Marco's
What's
Pizza, man.
up?
Come holla at me.
Are you
Exactly.
Italian from like close, like parents or like grandparents and stuff like that?
Well, more so grandparents, and you know, my half and half of my parents also have Italian in them, but
Okay.
Yeah, it's just I have a crazy bloodline. I got some crazy bloodline.
Are you the first boxer in the family, or there was other fighters before?
I'm the first boxer. Yeah, there was a manager that he managed a guy named Charles Red Boyette, and that guy was Joe Lewis's sparring partner.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I don't have any actual solid like boxers. I'm the first one, but I have marathon runners and athletes. Yeah,
maybe some mobsters in the family that we don't know about.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He can't disclose that information.
Yeah, my great grandfather Louis Perrella, he ran from New York to California.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did in a marathon?
He won the top. Yeah, he won the top 10 back then. He got like good amount of money. It was like great amount of money back then.
Oh, that's cool.
But, yeah.
Why did you start boxing though? I know. I mean, like, what happened there? Why boxing? Why not another sport?
So, when I was little, I watched like Bruce Lee and stuff on TV, and the beginning UFC days. I don't know if you remember the very beginning of the UFC. There was no rules, and they were just going at it. And I was like, man, it's badass. So I was like,
so you fell in love with that first?
Yeah, like just the fighting, the combat thing. I had a little bag in my backyard, and then I started asking my friends if they wanted to like fight with me, like box with me, whatever. So I was doing that for a while, and then I ended up getting more into the boxing side, and I would bring boxing gloves to school, and then every day after school we go to the local library, and there was like a little fight club. We had a little fight club.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah,
in the woods, and we would be duking it out, and it was cool, man. And I kind of got a reputation back then. I was known as like they call me Stallion or whatever back in high school, and eventually.
So nobody will mess with you then. Everybody will like, oh, don't mess with him. Shit.
Yeah, they're chill.
That's funny. I would do the same thing as a teenager and stuff. I had already started boxing at gyms and stuff though, so I always had the upper hand. But yeah, I would do the same shit. I'd take my gloves to school and stuff. I even would start bringing people to my mom's house. My mom would get pissed as shit because I would have like 6-7 guys there, and we were all beating each other up and shit. So. Yeah, that's some Florida shit, I think.
That's some Florida shit. Yeah.
For real.
Real quick before we finish up, man, how do you think you fare against the champion, Charlo?
I fared good against him. Feel great against. Look, I whooped on Tony Harrison. Harrison beat him. So I'm not worried about none of these guys, man. Like I'm just focused. I'm locked into my own element, and I know what I can bring to the table, you know. And I know I'm coming from the underdog role, but in my mind, it's like they just don't know. They don't know, and I gotta show them. That's it. So whoever, man.
The good thing is you're without Heyman, Charlo's without Heyman, so it's an easy fight for you to make.
It's an easy fight to make.
All you gotta do is get one big win, get in that top 10, top 5.
Once I'm there, then I'm good. So I'm ready for whoever. Man. I've been in there with so many different guys already, and the guys I've sparred with are like way more scary than the guys in my division.
I bet.
You've been sparring heavyweights and stuff, right? So
if you're making heavyweights cause bones to come out your body, I'm pretty sure. Shit, a super welterweight ain't shit right now.
It ain't shit, and I feel so solid at this weight. Like, I'm not saying it can't happen, but punches don't really like. I don't feel them. I'm not as affected by them. I feel strong. I feel like I got great energy. So I'm fully confident. Like I can just go out there and be me, you know. And
it's coming, man. People they need to tune in, man, because the good fighter's coming.
He's coming.
He's coming.
Low key.
You would you be interested in a rematch with Tony Harrison?
Hell yeah, if I could get it.
Because he's coming off a win over Sergio Garcia.
Yeah.
So it'll be a good fight, and it'll get you in that spot where you want to be at.
Yeah, and I'm pretty positive they already asked him about that, and he said no.
He knows what's up.
He knows what's up. He's trying to ride from the sunset with that. He's looking, and I understand him. He's trying to get the bigger paydays, the big fights. You know what I'm saying? He's not trying to get this work. You know.
He know what's up.
Yeah.
That Florida blood don't play.
No.
They don't know. They don't know.
It's different. It's the heat or something.
Chet, give me your top 3 favorite fighters right now.
Like today?
Today. Well, you can give me 3 from back in the days and 3 right now current.
Active.
You
better not put fucking Charlo in that shit.
Nah. Charlo. No, man. It's so hard to answer that question because there's so many great fighters. Like a lot of times I like certain traits that fighters have. Like I like Rocky Marciano, which might catch a lot of people off guard, but
Italian.
Yeah, well, not even because of that, but just because he was like an underdog. He started boxing so late, and what he did was just started outworking everybody, crush the competition because of his relentless work ethic, and it wasn't even his talent; it was just his work, you know. And that's why I like guys like that. I like all the great fighters, man. Ray Robinson, you know, and of course Roy Jones. You know, he's my all-time favorite.
And he's a trainer of yours too, so that's like an icing on the cake, man.
Yeah,
it's like a blessing.
Right. Now today's fighters, shit. You know who's really good is Boots, man. I think Boots is the truth.
He's nasty.
Nasty.
He's nasty. Damn. That's
now that we're on that topic, who do you got? Errol Spence or Crawford?
Ah, man. If they're ever gonna fight.
If they fight, who do you got?
Dude, I don't know, man. I would just enjoy. I'll just be a viewer, man. You know, because
we have a little thing going on because he's going for one, I'm going for the other. So
okay, who's got who?
I got Spence, man.
Yeah, Bud. I think Bud.
You think Bud?
It's a 50-50 fight. Anything can happen. But
it's the closest fight as far as talent goes that can be made.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And that's what's killing boxing today, man. You have UFC, everybody's fighting each other, and then you have this big fight that needs to be made in boxing. It doesn't happen. It's sad.
It is.
It's sad to be a boxing fan sometimes.
Last thing I do want to say is, man, we got to give respect to Caleb Plant because Caleb Plant came fucking through with a big-ass fight, man. Everybody's ducking everybody. Everybody's trying to go for the big paycheck, and they don't want to fight each other. And Caleb Plant signed that shit with Benavidez, and
straight up,
no matter what happens, whether he wins or loses, yo, he did that.
And we got
and just came 2 fights ago from a fucking huge fight with Canelo that he lost. So
and we got Bryant Perrella right here that wants to fight everybody too.
Yeah, brother.
So you already know.
Hey,
yeah, man. Hey,
Charlo, man. Charlo, you got somebody coming for you, boy. You got somebody.
They don't know.
Hey, man, so we got to ask you something, man. We got to ask you to sign the glove for us, bro.
I got you, man.
I thought you had forgot the glove, bro. I didn't see it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you forgot the pen?
Nah, it's here. I just can't get it out. Yeah, Chan, we do this to everybody. This is going to be a special one.
Cool.
Before you sign the glove, since he's having here technical issues and shit, anything you want to say to your fans and people supporting you? Wait, hold up. Anything you want to say to your fans and people supporting you? The camera right here,
Nah,
Chan.
man, look, I appreciate y'all supporting me, standing behind me. Look, I ain't going to let you guys down. I'm going to keep striving. I'm going to get the belts, and I'm going to keep moving forward, man. We're gonna get it.
Yeah, and I believe that no matter what happens, you're going to be in the top 5 real soon, bro.
Thank you, man.
We have the blessing of yours, man, to sign this glove for us. Wherever you want.
Yeah, wherever there's some damn space.
Yeah, I got some.
And then put the rec in today's dates.
That's crazy, man. I'm going to send this one to my grandpa. I know my grandpa will definitely remember.
Yeah.
That's lit, bro.
The good fella, man. He's in the building.
Hey, but now that you're coming down to Miami, man, that's cool, man. We can connect.
We got to kick it, man.
Stuff like
Go out to an Italian restaurant or something. On him. He's going to pay for all of us.
I got to stay on the diet.
Yeah, like that?
Here we go.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Oh, look at that. Look at that signature.
It's fancy. I got to go.
That's lit. Yeah, it is nice. It's real nice,
The
brother.
good fella. I like that good fella.
Bro, I appreciate you for coming, brother. For real, man.
Likewise.
It means
Thank
a
you,
lot.
champ. Appreciate it, man.
I've always been a big fan of yours, bro. So everybody that's at home, man,
Tune in
to Bryant Perrella's next fights, whenever it is. I'm sure he's gonna have it all over his social media. What's your Instagram?
Bryant Perrella.
Bryant Perrella.
Straight up.
Simple like that.
Simple man, the good fella, man. Tune in and stay tuned to us, man. Next week, man, we're gonna have another dope episode, man. Thank you for coming, brother.
Thank you.
Don't forget, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Click that red button, man. Peace.